session, we bout to school y'all. We a big deal, you with the big dog. Click, clack. I'm coming. Get out the way. I'm coming right for you. I grind big and I grind hard. I put the work in, no time card. Lace them up, yeah, lace them up. And if they sleeping, we about to go and wake them up. Get out the way. Get out the way. Get out the way. I'm coming right for you. One look at me and show you that I'm real. I do the work, turn your turf to a battlefield. Click, clack.
Okay, well, welcome back. Doing this little video, Southeastern Run. It's my little tribute to the Queen. So we'll make a start, and then it will become more evident as we go along. Okay, let's just start the get the train sorted out first. Get those doors open as well. Let's get that sorted out. Right, those set up. We'll make it nice and warm for the passengers, I think. I think we're all sorted. Get those doors closed. Let's get those wipers on us. We're going to be able to see how we're going. Okay. And away we go. I'll get down the front here and you'll see that the train is slightly different. We have now a Union Jack on the front, and that is our train for the day. Okay, get it below there because the safety systems will shut her off if we're not too careful. This is the second run after a failed run that I did last time round, so I thought we'll give it another go. So we're off to Ebbsfleet International. And we have a bit of a lightning storm going on. I think I've finally got all the settings sorted at last. Into the dark, and we'll come back out. It's only about a half-hour run this, so I'll just give you an idea of this run on the train sim. This is a new part of the track that they've added in. Okay, finally. And now we can get to high speed. It's a quick train doing that, so you have to be quick on it. You do tend to have to drive the train a bit more than on the other route. At the moment it's just alright. But we're in the snow, so the stopping distances change. Becomes a bit more challenging. A nice lightning storm going out there. It's pretty much concealed in here, very soundproof, so you don't really get to hear the thunder unless you're outside of the train. And what you should have is snow kick up there. And probably the wind you'll hear as well, because that'll be whipping up. It is very much a high speed run, so it's mainly just going Health 11 up to Ebbsfleet. Then I think it's Stratford, then St Pancras. Not really much to say about the line in the sense of anything else, because it's just basically as we've like spoken before in previous videos. So this, really isn't an introduction. It's just a nice run in tribute to Her Majesty. So we're moving at a fairly. Here we go, I'm over speed now. This is where you start to have to really learn to drive the train a bit more. Whereas normally you'd just shove it straight into gear 4 and you'd be stuck there most of the time. Now you have to really work the train. We're 20 miles out. it says about 11 minutes. Might be just slightly under that, I imagine. I've made good time on these runs in the past. I've had a couple of goes at this run. A couple of failures through red lights, which I have to keep an eye on. But mainly it's been not too bad a run really. I've messed around with different routes. We'll be adding a few more extra new routes very shortly. Yeah, I like what I've seen so far. I think it was all in all a good upgrade. I'm sort of looking at two routes at the moment. I'm definitely going to get rapid transit back, and I'm going to get the main Spessart line, which I didn't have, but that'll probably be the first two I do make in my train set, as you could say. I think London commute was always going to be in my train set because I do love that one. I do love it, although it's not my favourite of all favourites. It is probably most packed up with trains and busy routes. I know in the last major update they'd made quite a few changes, but rush hour traffic in or passengers in on some routes, I've noticed that my Navisco one's got more passengers now than I had before, which is good. Sort of interested to find out when they bring out a route for Train Sim World 3 that's dedicated to it, what that's going to be, whether it's going to be an English one to start with, whether it be German, American, who knows. I have a go at Cajon Pass, which I keep calling Cajun. Yeah, it's okay, it's very slow. I don't know, I might go back and try it again at some point, maybe do a stream on it. Jury's out on that one, it's very slow. I do like passenger services, but that one is just purely freight, so it's a bit different. Not really my thing, but I did do the scenario, the first train scenario, and there was apparently a big fire out in the desert. God knows what was on fire, and then you go through this thing where it's all smoke and you get delays and stuff. It's quite good. For the train, probably, what, 40 mile an hour, 50 mile an hour is the maximum I was doing. I think I actually got it at 70 at one stage, but not for very long. So, yeah, you won't really get timed on delivery, but at least with the passengers, you know, you're supposed to be there on a timetable. The big freight train's nice. I mean, it does look quite good when you do external pictures, sort of external view of it on cameras, and that looks really nice. But I think out of all the routes, the German route I've still got to have a crack at. I'm going to probably do that next, is just try and get a full route done. But it's 186 kilometres. That'd be a long video to do the entire lot. And I don't know if it'd hold people's interest by doing the entire thing, but you can do a 30-minute run there, which I may have to look at doing next. I've been very successful on the German run. Obviously on the German run it's 50 tunnels, 30 viaducts, so you spend a lot of time in tunnels. There's not really a great deal to see. It's more about the driving experience at high speed, and you're at 250 kilometres mainly all the way, so yeah. It's okay if you're in control of the train. Watching, probably boring. We'll see. Once I get rapid transit back and the other one that I want to get, I'll probably do videos on those. So we are now closing in on Ebbsfleet, so this will be interesting. I've not done this in the snow for a long time, so this should be interesting. It's normally always been good weather. But I thought, oh well, let's just go for the worst of the worst. See how we go on. Must keep an eye on my light markers though, just in case. Like I said, I did a dry run on this actual run, so I know sort of what to expect this time around. Normally I just do one blind, and what happens happens. But I thought, you know, I'll do a run through, just so we can get a successful run at least. As we get closer, that should now start to bring me down in speed soon. I'm still a little bit out of the way, so around about 3.9 miles, I think it is. It starts to reduce us. So we're at the 5 mile mark now. And yeah, we're picking up speed, so we'll just... we're getting the first indicator. We should get the second indicator very quickly. I think 200 should be next. Shouldn't be too long before the next one. So bring this down to 160. And it's either 130 or 100 on the next one. Normally 100. Down to 130. Now we're just about a mile out. And we'll start slowing early, I think, just purely on the weather. Bring it down a little bit quicker, just make sure we're well within the stopping range at least. Okay, so we're at HST International. We got a little bit of a, not too much of a wait. So we can head in and get a good view of the train coming out. Oh, there goes the thunder. I'll close those doors early. Right, we'll scoot around about here, I think. Just get a good look at it as she comes past. So we're all set to go. Let's might as well start early and get the train moving early. Always tend to do that. So it's 16 miles to Stratford. She should come flying past. Lovely. It should actually go up when we get in here at some point. There we go. Shouldn't take long for Stratford. 16 miles, 15 miles left to go on this one bit, and then it's the 5-mile short journey at St Pancras. If there's not one that I've missed. That's right. I'd like to take the opportunity to also thank people for watching my last video. That the views on that sort of shot up, so that's really good. It's encouraging. Looking good, looking good. I do love this track in the snow, I must admit. It really does make it a bit more challenging. Let's get another outside shot, I think. It's nice now I've really got the settings to roughly where I need them. Still glitches a little bit, but it always has done. Even in the PlayStation version it glitches and you don't really have much control over the settings in that. Oh yeah, I got the graphics looking good. That was the main thing. Sorted out all the crashing issues, which is even better. I had a crash for ages now, so I don't mean train crashing, I mean the PC crashing, so that seems to have been sorted out. I still have a train sim on PlayStation, so I've got quite a big collection on there, so at some point I may actually put Train Sim World 3 on there. And move that collection over, so it might be something I may do in the future. Obviously with the comments and announcements coming out from Sony about putting all their prices up for games and for everything else, I just may flip over to the PC and just basically do it on the PC work because it's cheaper. Okay, we're coming down into the tunnel. Oh, excuse me. Not sure if it's the late night or the early morning that's done that. We've got quite a run in this tunnel. So we're below the 5 miles, so we should start to see a reduction coming soon. So that reckons we're in about 4 minutes, and we're at 3, yeah, so we're probably ahead of time. So the first warning comes, it's 2:25, so we're alright at the moment. Okay, here we go. Yeah, they're normally quite sharp on the braking as you come down. Normally just finished braking for one and you end up braking for another. Yeah, we're not even finished braking for that one. So we're coming in hot. Very hot. But that's down to conditions of the snow as well. As I said, your braking is like in a car, your brake distances change. So we've managed to get that down well within. And we'll start the slowing down process. Okay, it should be more than enough of that. So we've still got the brollies up. Brollies going up. Should be thereabouts. So yeah, there's a little bit of a wait here, so we're well ahead of time. What I do like to do is have that just as it goes into the tunnel. It's normally coming at a good lick of speed then. I like how it quietens down as you go through the tunnel. Quieter down this end it goes. You just hear people in the background and the wind. Yeah, you can see it around about here. I'll give it a second or two, then we'll shut the doors and make a move. Background noise has always been the same, dogs barking, sometimes you get church bells. Alright, I'll get those doors shut, they should be closed in a minute. And we can, right, they're ready. And then we'll just send the train. Let's see if the train was going to slip, but it's not. It's making its move. Should be doing roughly about 100 by the time it reaches us. And it disappears into the tunnel. So it's a short run to St Pancras, but lots of braking at the other end. Quite a few braking opportunities at that end. That's where the work really is done. As you come out here, as you're going from about 200 down to, I think it's 40 as you come into St Pancras. So quite a few braking zones. So already she's asking to go down to 2.225. We'll never get there, but never mind. Normally just get under 200s. If I tip over 200, then I've broken a record. So then it's asking down to 200, which, like I say, you'd be probably just getting close, but not close enough. And then we should come down to 160, I think, on the next one. Cruiseway 1.8, 1.9 miles. Yeah, I was going to say, just as you reach it, it should bring us down to 100 and then 80, I think. And 60 and 40. Be quite rapid time as well. Bring it down nice and slow. Down a little bit quicker, so we're ready. So that should be 80 next, which it is. And then quite quickly it should become 60. There we go, so 60. As we exit the tunnel. And then we should say 40 after this. We're close now. Now, that will creep up though. There's a steep decline, so that tends to creep up, so you have to be a little bit careful. Coming through there. And then we'll flatten out as we come into the station. And then we can sort of gradually brake as we come in. Well, there's certainly a lot of people at the station. Bring it in nice and slow. And there we go. Now we can just let everybody off. Which is nice. Might get a Kodak moment here. I think it's that one, yeah. And we can then couple of pictures of that. And that is the job done. End of service.